Good evening, folks, from the north end of the deck again. It's been a while since I did I don't know what you want to call it, an update video of some kind. I guess it would be an update video. I have 2 full weeks of radiation and chemotherapy in. The treatments were going very well until Thursday, and they do blood tests with that, along with that, and that there's 3 things they measure on the blood test, and one of them was wrong. One of them was out of whack. So I'm going to be out of, I won't be doing the chemo for a week. I'll just be doing radiation. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully we'll be back on track to what they had planned. I hope so anyway. So I had some company today, which I always like having company. And I'll tell you straight out, you know, we don't live fancy out here in the sticks. So, but it's nice to have people stop and visit. My cousin Jeff in Maryland stopped today. Yesterday, Clayton and Marty Asp stopped and visited. Also a neighbor from down the road who I had never met before, just stopped in and visited. You know, I mean, these small towns they're special. Speaking of small towns, last
2 weeks ago?
maybe it was 2 weeks ago, they had a birthday party in town for one of the locals, and when I heard that birthday party was coming out, I wanted to go to that party, and I made it, which is a good thing. But you go to these small town parties like that, a birthday party for this gentleman, and there was maybe 100 to 200 people there, and not only an honor to him, I mean, just there's people out there that where you shake their hand and you pat them on the back, you know you're shaking somebody's hand, and this is one of those families, you know. So it was great to see Bernie and his birthday party, and I talked to a lot of people, and I know I've mentioned it, I don't know if I've mentioned it on video before, but I know I've told people about it, that these roads that we're going up here, and we're not the only ones going down this road, but you know, there's going to be rough spots, there's going to be trees across the road, there's going to be swamp, you know, there's going to be rough spots, but I know for a fact that those days are going to be there when you come around the corner, and those days are going to shine, and they're going to be special days. And for myself, going into Bernie's party was a special day for me. I mean, not only did I get to see Bernie and his family, you know, and I'm talking his his wife and grandchildren and children, and then to get to talk to a lot of people, you know. And so Bernie's birthday party day was a special day for me. That was one of those days that shined, and them are good days to have. Them are good days to have. My son Michael, our youngest son, our middle child, took me up for my radiation on Thursday.
No, a week ago Friday.
All right, it was a week ago Friday. Sometimes I have trouble with what day it is. But anyway, he took me up for that, all the way from Gordon up there. It was a good trip. The chemo, the radiation went well. But that's another family employer that's stepping up to the plate, you know. That's special. You know, when they allow their workers to take their loved ones to the doctor, because those doctor's appointments are kind of important to go to. but our entire family has been lucky that way. My daughter's got time off work to haul me up there, and my wife has taken numerous days. Try to cut it down as much as we can, to afternoons or whatever, to take me up there, and them are special days. Them are special. People are good. Well, what else should I talk about? I had a tribute from Old School Biker on YouTube that I watched. I was happy to see that. That was really nice of him to bring that up and that kind of thing. Appreciate the my children bringing our grandchildren down to visit. Grandchildren bring smiles to faces. They do. So that's that, So, and then we also had a lady down the road here who brought us a blueberry pie to eat. And, that's one of those things where I've told you about small towns already. But I'll tell you another thing, that we've had ambulance calls out here, and the first person that's on the scene was the person that brought that pie to me. That's kind of people you're dealing with in these small towns. She's an EMT, and went out and picked blueberries and stopped and dropped off blueberry pie for us to eat one night. So these are giving people. Giving people. I can't even tell you enough about small towns. I can't even. Someday I will. When I'm talking small towns around here, I'm talking, like Solon Springs, Gordon, Bennett, Hawthorne, Wascott, Minong, Summit. These small towns, they're special. They're special. And when I'm talking, I was going to tell you before, but when I'm talking small towns, I don't know, let's say between 100 and 1,000 people, It's different for everybody. Some people think they're from a small town and they have 20,000 people in town, But anyway, and my parents have gone up to the doctor with me, which I think is amazing. I told you before, I'm 60, and my parents are going to the doctor with me yet. And that's excellent. So I guess we're going to be off the chemo for 1 week till next Thursday, or this coming Thursday, or whatever. And I'll go back on Thursday, and then they're going to decide whether to put me on full-time again or part-time or whatever. But whatever they decide, that's the road we're going. So, I did get a call from Kurt DeBerio again, so that was nice to hear from him. And I ran into a fellow that I work with at, he works now kind of part-time at Sam's Club. And I had a nice chat with him. I very much enjoyed that. Boy, I'm babbling on. How long is that thing going now?
I don't know.
Oh, God, 9 minutes. I just talk too much.
So,
But other than that, boy, it's a beautiful night out here on a Sunday night. Setting out here, I don't know what the temp is. 75. I don't know.
yeah.
Doesn't matter. All that matters is right now it's perfect. It's perfect. But like I said, I enjoy the company. Enjoyed the company that I get. Nothing fancy out in this household. Blue collar backcountry workers here. So, and also I'm going to mention that my niece, our niece, and her husband, who've brought us stuff to eat out here, good food, my God, good food, and they do these oils. And I don't know how many people you guys know about them oils. I don't know what they are even.
I don't.
They're oils anyways. Peppermint oil and
Lavender
oil and whatever.
Yeah.
I'd heard of them, but I never knew quite what to think of them until I've started using them now that I'm sick. And I'm a believer in those things. I'm going to tell you that right now. When it comes to laying back and relaxing, and it's a good thing to have. But see, is there anything else I should yap about? Yeah, we're up to 12 minutes, Janice. That's gonna take us 2 days to load that video on there.
I know.
But yeah, we get that blood count back in line, and we'll be cooking again. Unfortunately, when I went to the oncology department Thursday, I run into another friend of mine that I worked with for years. Well, I worked with him for 35 years, and he was in the oncology department too. I mean, it was great to talk to him. I enjoyed the visit, but I sure wish it could have been in a different place. But what that's about.
It's broke.
Well, I guess it's broke. But again, I thank you all for watching. I appreciate any comments you may have. And remember, it's a great big world out there, so let's get outdoors and have some fun. Oh, I didn't have Dick out here.